Doodlebud here. We got this pen, obviously. It's from Modern Fuel. Cool thing with this is it just went live on Kickstarter. I've had this for several months, actually, since I believe it was the middle or towards the end of January. Got a chance to get a sneak peek and use it. And I gotta tell you, it's been lots of fun. So this just came live. You're gonna get a sneak peek to know what's up with this pen. Let's check it out. So if you're not familiar with Modern Fuel, they do a bunch of pens and pencils, all sorts of different materials, mechanism, bolt action, all that type of stuff. This is their first venture into fountain pens, and it's a fun little pen. I'm going to show you all the details. This is the box it comes in. That's their logo. There we go. Pen obviously comes in there. With this particular one, I don't know if all the pens are going to come with this or this is an additional thing, but there's a little knurled tool here. It's aluminum and it's got an Allen fitting on it. So I'm going to show you where that goes in a quick minute. And they included with this one here just sort of some of the goodies, and you can get this for yours as well. Comes with cartridges. So there's some different fittings on here. There's this little plain one. There's this one here. This is a lanyard attachment and a different section. So I'll show you how that works in just a moment. This is a full copper pen. There's going to be a few different metals, stainless steel, copper, titanium, and bronze. So you sort of get to pick your own adventure. So with this pen, as I showed you here, there's lots of customization. You can change the type of grip section you want as far as grippiness goes, obviously the type of metal, and then even on the end here, the type of finial as well. What I'll quickly do is just show you the parts and whatnot. As you can see, we have this Allen fitting at the top, clip that goes on there, and it's a screw to post. It's one rotation. I always appreciate that with the pen. So one rotation to uncap for a small hand. You can give it a go like that. Not for my hand. You get a screw to post, but again, if it's a screw to post, I appreciate it being only a few turns. In this case, one turn as well. And there you go. It's a good everyday carry, but not ultra small. It's got some good heft to it from the metal. This is my first copper pen. It was shinier when I first got it. So nice, bright and shiny. Here, let's just take this out of the plastic so we can compare. Okay, there we go. So it has a bit of a sort of a rough finish. So it gives actually quite a good grip. But you can see over that time, we have a difference change here in the patina on how it looks. That's one thing that's nice about copper. You can polish it up all you want to keep it bright and shiny, or let nature do its thing and put on a show. You can do cool stuff with copper. I have some plans for this pen. Once the review here is done, I'll tell you about that in a moment. This does remind me, I was doing some plumbing. This kind of reminds me of the fittings with the PEX piping. So the fittings that you go in there, you crimp them on. That's what that kind of reminds me of. I was doing some of that recently. It obviously takes cartridges, just the international short, and then for a converter, you can fit it here with the little Kaweco mini converter. It accepts that. Won't yet, this one here won't accept a full-size converter. Perhaps down the line, Pen Model 2, they'll make one a little bit larger that does. But yeah, so you can do both of that. I wouldn't be eyedroppering this. You'll get some crazy chemistry and reactions going on. The camera won't pick it up like this, but there is some micro engraving down there, but I'll show you how we get to it now. This is where that little tool comes in. You can use your own Allen key or this one. Because it's a fairly soft material, copper, you don't want to go too hard with the tool you're using, so aluminum works just great. So you put it on there, and then you can back this off, and off comes the finial. If you got good hand strength, you can just use your fingers, or you can use your own Allen key from home. So here's what I can show you a little bit better now, is that's the engraving down in here. If you can't, yeah, the camera's not going to get it. Just put the macro lens, and now we can all see it. So it says Modern Fuel, has their logo engraved, and then mine has XXX of 500. So the production run, there will obviously be a number of the numbered pen you have. There's a little O-ring on here to help secure the clip, but also what that does, where's the cap? Here it is. This provides a nice little seal. So when this goes together, we're not going to be drying out the nib. That's a nice little feature. Let's show you the other bits. Here we have the lanyard attachment. So I'm not a huge lanyard person, but there's folks out there who absolutely are. Pens are limited that go on lanyards, and especially in fountain pens. So let's just fit this on there. While I'm at it, I also swapped around here and put the clip on it too. So if you want the clip and the lanyard, there you go. You can do that. And obviously you're going to want to line up the clip and the lanyard together most likely, so everything is straight, or else you won't be able to sleep knowing they're not aligned. And where's the pen? Down here. So you got that option. I think it looks, I think with the lanyard attachment, it looks better with just the lanyard attachment. But if you want both, you could do both. There's this little cap here, and if you don't like the looks of the threads on the back, you just pop that on and that blocks that. So if you don't want to screw to post the pen, if you're not going to be doing that, if it's big enough for you there, and those threads maybe get you in the webbing of your hand, or you just don't like the looks of it, there's a little cap you could just pop on there too. So yeah, it's cool. You can customize things just the way you like it. Changing out the section is super simple as well. You'll just remove the cartridge or converter, slide out the nib and feed, insert into here, reassemble the pen, and away you go. Speaking of nibs, this is a Bock number 180, so that's the number 5 size Bock nib. I like the design of this feed that they have on this model. Yeah, just something a little different than the same feed you see all the time. I sort of like that, a little bit more sleek, a little more low profile looking. They'll be available in extra fine, medium, and broad. This is an extra fine. There's no branding on this one, I believe. They mentioned on the other nib sizes there will be the classic sort of Bock deer. I have been appreciating the caliber of the machining on their pens. It's quite good. The O-rings are seated nicely. And then the clearance here on the cap or other fitting part is done exactly to spec. When you get an O-ring, there'll be this total nerdy engineering table telling you all about the proper compression, the gland dimensions, everything you need to do to ensure you have a proper seal. Is it just going to be a static seal or a dynamic seal? There's all these different charts and tables. And when I get pens and the O-rings immediately get destroyed and crushed, it disappoints me, because that means they didn't just bother looking at the information that's provided when they get their O-rings. So in this one, when I see stuff like that and I feel the fitment, I go, okay, they know their stuff. They paid attention. They took, care and designed and machined accordingly. Being a metal pen, it's quite heavy. So we got 46.6 grams overall. How much is that cap sporting? Yeah, about 15. So we got like 31 grams, 31 and a half grams just in the pen body. So heavy pen, but the balance is good. Even when you post the pen as well, which is the only way I use it. I can't tell you how balanced it is unposted because I just can't use it that way. The balance is decent. Like, it's got enough heft to it. I could see if you have a fairly small hand, and it's just flinging off the back a little bit, that might be uncomfortable for you. But for me, it just sits right in the pocket quite well. Very easy to use, and the nib has been writing wonderfully. Before physical dimensions, we'll do the size comparison. Over here is a Pilot Prera. This is a Faber-Castell Emotion. Here we have the Modern Fuel. This is another metal pen. This is a wingback. And here we have the Jinhao 82. And here we are with all the pens posted. So yeah, the Prera, Modern Fuel, the wingback, the Jinhao 82, all very, very similar in length. And let's go ahead and give you the actual physical dimensions. So posted 136 and change. The pen body on its own is a 101, 116 and change capped. The diameter of the body is uniform at 11 millimeters. Quick update, I made an error. It is not just one rotation, it's actually 7/8 of a rotation to remove the cap. I happened to grab my Kaweco Sport off camera just to compare the sizes. I just thought I would share this. This is one thing I've said about the Kaweco Sport. I just wish it was just a tad longer and just a tad thicker. And the Modern Fuel appears to be that little extra size I was hoping for, like a Kaweco Sport XL. These are the dimensions that, for me, that little bit more makes a huge difference. I'll get to writing now. We got this Diamine Little Bob. The book I'm using is this one that I found at, I think it was the Umomo. There it is there. It's Kiowa paper. I think that's how you say it. These are fun little books though. Let's use this. So writing with the Modern Fuel fountain pen has been fantastic since the instant I inked it up. The nib has never dried out on me, not even once, and I've left it for over a month. I mean, you got some great O-rings in there, so this thing is not going to, have any dry out issues whatsoever. The nib was perfectly tuned out of the box. You know, the wetness for an extra fine is bang on, nice, juicy, not too dry at all, but like not over the top. So nice tuning there, nice and smooth. It's one of the smoothest extra fine nibs I've used. It's really, really great. This is fun little ink, by the way. You get some cool, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but a little bit of a gold sheen. You can definitely see it on the feed of the pen when I showed that a little earlier. So you can see that there. So it's on the page, it's just not picking up on the camera. Yeah, it's just the right size, like I said earlier. You know, not too big, but not too small. So it can still fit in your pocket. You got the lanyard option, you can clip it on, all that type of stuff as well. But just makes it a little bit bigger. And it's just, I really do like that size. It has just a little bit more length than some of the other pocket pens. And this can still be a pocket pen as well. And all the other accessories I find are really great. I don't know if I said earlier in the review those are additional. As far as I know, I think they are included with the pen. Again, check the Kickstarter. It'll confirm all the exact information and details. We'll leave it there, and I'll say thanks to Modern Fuel for sending me an early release of your brand new fountain pen to review and share with everyone. So hopefully those out there that are interested in this but are looking for a little bit more information, I hope I was able to help you there as well. Thanks again to everyone who's watching. I just realized that went over 30,000 subs. That's super cool. If you want to see it continue to grow, you can hit that button if you haven't as well. We'll chat down there in the comments. Details will be in the description. Got a bunch more stuff. Until then, catch you next time.